Hey, it's the lunatic from the woods here, out here in the middle of the woods, having a good time this freezing cold, cloudy morning. So yeah, what I'm going to talk about a little bit about is semen retention, and don't be a loser. So yeah, what I mean by that is, people, like, some people can get away with it, and live like a functioning life. So there's all kinds of gray areas and stuff like that. A lot of people argue that they could function or they're successful or anything. But I mean, if you're on it and you're on semen retention for a long time, you're going to max out at your potential. Like, you're going to be at like 100%. And imagine what you could accomplish. You could accomplish like a lot of things. I mean, do you really want to be like spending all that energy up and just be at like 20% of your potential, or like 10, just barely functioning? The ancients, the people in the ancient time knew this. I mean, chastity was like a big thing. And it was praised. Like nowadays, like it's made fun of. Like, it's, no, you're not supposed to do that. That's stupid. People were actually like buried alive. I was reading some book, and people like, in those monasteries and stuff, and those strict, religious people, like, they would actually like bury them alive if they were caught with infidelity. But yeah, I mean, you're gonna get, what it does is your body generates it from like the bone marrow and your spine. Like, it uses like your spinal fluid. It uses the best blood. It uses about like 2 pints of blood to make 1 drop of semen. So I mean, if you think about that, if you're constantly expelling all that fluid, like, you're gonna have, when you get older, like, you're gonna have spine problems, you're gonna have bone problems. It takes the nutrients out of your bones. Same thing, I heard the same thing from women, like women who have like a lot of kids. Same thing happens, the kids suck all the nutrients out of the bones. Same concept there. So I mean, it's really like, you're not getting anything. Like, it's an illusion. It's just, it's something conditioned. Like, yeah, guys are supposed to want that and everything, and it is kind of like in our DNA, but to a certain extent. It's not, like, now it's just constantly pushed down our throats, and it makes it worse. It makes it like a lot harder. Like, all these things start to trickle in, and if you're a guy and if you're on it for periods of time, you're going to get attacked by succubuses at night. Like, when you're more unconscious, it's going to become more subtle. It's going to try to get you because you're conditioned by all those little things, and it's kind of like impossible to get away from. So yeah, I mean, it causes like major brain fog. You become more effeminate, you're not as strong. You need to like sleep more. You get sick, if you're draining yourself of all those nutrients and everything all the time. Another thing, I mean, if you're on it, like, you're a lot, just from being on it, you're a lot sharper, and you're like not going to be able to sleep. You're going to have to burn through that. It's going to be like a hard process, but I mean, I feel like it's worth it. It's kind of like the way like guys were supposed to be. You're not supposed to be doing that. Like, people are going to be nicer to you. You're not going to get attacked. Like, I mean, you're going to get, like, your life is just going to be a wreck. Like, if you're constantly draining yourself, like, all the time. You know, you're going to get attacked by animals. People are going to be rude to you. People are going to pick fights with you and everything. Like, it's just going to be like, it's just going to be a mess. It's going to put you in a really bad spot. And a lot of people don't even know why. And that's one of the huge reasons, like, why. You're draining yourself. You're making yourself weaker. You're making yourself more effeminate. You know, like, spine problems, like, I have pain throughout my body, but I mean, I checked my spine thoroughly. My spine is fine. So I'm very thankful for that. There's really nothing, like, once your spine is messed up, it's messed up. There's nothing they can do. They offer some crap surgery, which, I mean, I've talked to tons and tons of people. They swore I had spine problems, because that's where, like, back pain mostly comes from. And I didn't, you know, thank God, which I just have to get this figured out, whatever the hell's going on. But you know, I didn't have those problems, but there's, I mean, the people are worse off after they go through the surgery, and they don't offer anything. You're like that for the rest of your life. So I mean, you really gotta think. You really gotta use your head. And this stuff is, like, really important, and it's not, you know, and then it's not even talked about that much or anything. Like, every guy should be on it. Every guy should be doing this. It shouldn't just be, like, you know, some up in the air thing where, like, you know, oh, well, you know, there's like 1,000 things, like, trying to debunk it. Like, oh, you gotta ejaculate like 21 times. Like, I have the first semen retention video I made, I talk about when like 25 years ago, like, when internet was like dial-up, and, like, I was in my early 20s, and I just had the idea, like, my intuition was just pointing me towards this practice, and it wasn't even like a practice. It was an idea that I had in my head. I had no idea it was even like a spiritual practice. And you know, I slept like 2 hours a night. Like, it was, you know, people were so much nicer to me and everything. Like, you're not supposed to be doing that. Like, you know, it's not gonna do anything good for you. People are gonna subconsciously know. Animals are gonna subconsciously know. Women are gonna subconsciously know. Like, people know. Like, just because they're not seeing you physically do it, they know. Like, they could see it on some kind of subconscious level. And women are a lot more keen to all this stuff than men. Like, women are more spiritual by nature. They could see all this stuff a lot better than men can. They're very, very intuitive. They could see and feel all this stuff. They have more emotional intelligence than men do. But anyway, just a little rant. Like, don't be a loser. You know, you want to be. Why don't you want to be at 100% potential of yourself? I mean, that's why there's so many different variations. Like, that's why some people, like, argue it. Oh, I'm successful. Yeah, like, I'm not saying that. Like, you could be successful, but don't you want to be at like 100%? And all this stuff it's illusionary. It's illusionary pleasure. It's Maya. Like, I talk about Maya and everything, and society, like, how there's, like, and then, like, it goes into all this other stuff. Like, you know, you're going to be more alert. You're going to know a lot more. You're going to be able to pick up on a lot more. And some people think, you know, there's, like, well, now you're getting into, like, conspiracy theories, but, like, you know, people are like, oh, they don't want you to know what's really going on, and they want to control you. Like, yeah, you're going to be controlled. There's going to be a stronger person in your life that's going to abuse the hell out of you, and they're going to control you. They're going to have more control over you. So yeah, get on the practice, get on the grind. I have a semen retention journal. I have coffee cups and stuff. You subscribe to that channel, you like that channel. If you don't like what I'm saying, you know, tell me about it. If you love what I'm saying, tell me about it. I love to see the comments they write in my day. You guys have a blessed day, and that's all I had.